Okay, we're back. Section 13.5, page 3, part B. Or actually, we need to do part C here of this question. Okay, so same question. We're answering this 8-question true-false quiz, only this time they've asked us to find the probability that we answer less than 6 of the questions correctly. So we're finding the probability, let me move over here, probability of less than 6. Okay, oops, I need correct in there. Less than 6, correct. Okay, so let's talk about what that would be. What is less than 6? Well, how many could we answer correctly? We could actually answer none of them correctly. So we're going to say 0 correct, write small here. What else would work? 1 correct, or 2 correct, or 3 correct, or 4 correct, or 5 correct. We better be done because I'm out of room. Let's see. Does it make sense that we're done? Less than 6. So can you use 6? No. 6 is not less than 6. So that's it. That is what we're finding. Okay, so now we have to figure out what this is. I'm going to move it over here to give me a little bit more room. So we know ORs mean that we're going to go ahead and add each one of these probabilities. We don't have to worry about subtracting out their intersection because there's nothing in common between getting 0 correct and 1 correct. It's one or the other. So we're going to say this is the probability of 0, and I'm going to do this, put like that. Actually, if I do that, yeah, it'll look better if you have to look back at this later. Okay, so we're going to say like this. Probability of 0 correct, okay, plus the probability of 1 correct, plus the probability of 2 correct, plus the probability of 3 correct, plus the probability of 4 correct, plus the probability of 5 correct. Okay, so now what's the probability of getting 0 correct? Well, we know this is binomial, so it's really, remember binomial, we do NXP. So how many questions do we have? How many trials? 8. How many correct in this case? 0. Our probability of success, 0.5. So we're doing this for each one of these. So 8, now we turn it to 1 question answered correctly. And then 8 for this one, 2 correct. Everything else remains the same. 8 and now 3. And I better write smaller or I'm not going to fit it in. Plus 8, 4. And then lastly, binomial of 8, 5, 0.5. Sneak it in there. Okay, so now, what do we have? Let's see. I'm trying to see how I'm doing here. Okay, that's good. All right, so now we're going to use our table to find out the answers. Okay, so when we look at our table, the table also would have helped you a little bit to figure out which you have, possibilities you have. So if we look under here for 8, look at the possibilities for x. It tells you that you can have x from 0 all the way up to 8. So we kind of are asking ourselves, which of these numbers are less than 6? Well, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, so we want to take all of those probabilities. So we're starting out here. Move that up even more. Okay, so we're starting here with 8. We've got our n equals 8, and we want 0 for our x and our probability 0.5. So here we are, 0.004, and then we're going to add in, what's the next one? Well, we have to slide it down so that x is 1, and here we have 0.031. And then for 2, slide it down, 0.109. And then for 3, slide it down, 3.219. And then for 4, 0.273. And then for 5, 0.219. Okay, so we're going to add up all those probabilities and see what we get. Okay, so let's see. We get 0.004 plus 0.031 plus 0.109 plus 0.219 plus 0.273 plus 0.219. Okay, 0.855. And if we want to go ahead and convert it to a percent, let's see it that way, we get 85.5%. Okay, so in words, what do we have here? We have the probability of answering less than 6 questions correctly is 85.5%. Okay, so that's the answer to that. Okay, one of the things I want you to notice, could we have done this a different way? Let's look at the chart here. When we look at the chart, we see that, look at this is all of 8. Here are the probabilities we're talking about. Now, we ended up adding these in. Okay? This was less than 6. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Look at the remaining probabilities here. That was 6 or more. That's what we did in part B. So if you take all these probabilities added together, what should you get? Well, they're all the possible outcomes, so they have to add to 1 or 100%. And if you add them, you might find that they're not exactly 100%. Maybe you get 99% or 101%, and that would be because of rounding, okay? But back to our idea of finding less than 6. Instead of adding up all of these probabilities, we could have said, well, 100% minus the ones we don't want, and that has to be what's remaining, okay? So another way to have done this problem, so this we'll say is method 1. Okay, then let's go ahead and try a method 2. It's a little bit quicker. So if we said the probability of less than 6 correct, okay, that's equal to 1 minus the probability of 6 or more correct. Now, if you're dealing with percentages, you'd say 100%. So remember in part B, we calculated this right here. So we know that we have 0.144 here. And this is from part B above. All right. So when we subtract that, what do we get? Well, we get 0.856 or 85.6%. Okay, so compare it to this. They're almost the same. So this difference is due to the rounding, okay, that is in the table. If we actually were calculating this by scratch and we had more digits, we'd get it to work perfectly. The point is that you can do this problem either way and get the correct answer. So whichever way makes more sense to you is fine. All right, that's it. One more page, but before you do that video, go ahead and do your classwork and then go to page 4 of section 13.5.